Sorry, I have my mic muted. I didn't even realize. What's up, Huey P?
What you do, my G?
Apparently we're broadcasting. I don't know how to keep tabs on the YouTube chat right now. I'm gonna have to work that out later, but I'll let you guys build, man.
What's goody?
Easy, brothers. Carry on from where you left off, brothers.
Oh yeah, it's waiting for the bro to get on because he just hopped on and asked if we saw the moon. I was like, yo, he right on time with it. Well, basically, yeah, man. Walked outside like 6 a.m. around 6:15 and a.m. in Brooklyn, and it was real light out, real sunny, but it was no sun yet. Sun was about to come out, and I saw the moon like in the eastern sky, like like where the sun would be at in about an hour or two. I saw the moon, and so I just started taping, and then I saw Huey, bro Huey on, and he was like, "Yo, you just did that?" And then he went outside. He down in Atlanta, and it was dark out. And I'm like, "Wait a minute, you on the East Coast and it's dark? It's supposed to, we both got the same time, I think, right? 6 o'clock, 6:30, and but he still saw the moon, and but on my side it was sunny, like the sun was just about to come out, and then he didn't get the sun till a little bit later, like so that was kind of made me
probably ain't get it till about an
question.
Right.
Say it again.
Sorry, he probably didn't get it for about an hour later than you did, right?
Yeah, like and he's in Atlanta, so I'm thinking like based on the normal teachings, I guess of the populace that we're supposed to see the same sun at the same time, but he didn't get it till after, so that was kind of weird to me. But you saw the moon, you said, huh?
Oh yeah, that's it right there. You don't see it on the screen?
Okay. Yeah,
The light
and
the
you right now?
That's the moon. I'm in California. It's 4:47 right here.
And it's 11:47 in Australia, which is supposed to be like damn near the opposite of where Huey is at.
Whole other side, you show right.
And so, what do they have in their sky? I wish we could get somebody from Australia on.
I'm telling you, they're gonna see the same sky. They're gonna see the same sky we're gonna see in about 2-3 hours for you, about 5-6 hours for me. I believe we see the same sky, but what we seeing is the sun and moon doing a circuit above us. I don't think we seeing anything. I don't think we seeing us going around anything. We seeing everything going around us. When the sun come up, I put my solar filters that I took out of these welding hood. I put the solar filter over this camera, and you'll see that the sun's the same size as the moon, the exact same size. They mirror each other. They even got the same markings on them if you look at it closely. You can see the crater. You can see the same shit. It's the same thing. They're the positive and negative. Everything in our life is dualistic. That's duality.
What do you guys think about the moon's phases being caused by the sun and it kind of like canceling out the sun out the moon's light when it comes?
I feel if anything, it's an electromagnetic. It's something having to do with light and electricity, or with electricity and magnetism, excuse me. Because if you notice the shadow on the sun, the shadow on the moon, or whatever we would call it whenever this phases is happening, you'll see that it always points towards the direction of the sun. Always. Like, I'm noticing this. I'm noticing it every time. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means that whenever the little moon gets close to the sun with the circuit, it may cause these phases to happen where it's dim itself and it brighten itself as it pull away from it. I don't know, but I know it definitely ain't what we're being told. It's something way simpler than what we're being told.
Yeah, it's like almost the words are probably complicated.
Oh yeah, there'll be created Latin words. That's legalese words. Science, the science language, the language of law. They're gonna be legalese terms. They won't be, actual terms that you and I is gonna like use to each other. They're gonna be terms like crepuscular sun rays, shit that we don't use for common life.
Gravitational lensing, stuff like that.
So you're saying like the moon always seems to like face the sun, like the brightness of the moon.
Now the brightness of the moon is always away from the sun in a sense. Like the shadow is always like make it seem like the sun might cause the shadow.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is, man. I'm telling you, I think if it do cause it, it's not causing a shadow, it's causing a dimming. Because when I watched that eclipse, man, I'm telling y'all, the damn moon went from a gray to dim, and then it started glowing from within itself red.
Like trying to flicker on.
Yeah, I was on Pancho Pete's little show when it went on. We was talking about it. I'm telling y'all, it was glowing from the inside. It's glowing from within, and it was glowing red. Whatever that meant, whatever was going on. I think whenever we see the moon on the horizon, we're seeing it at a different wavelength. That's why it appears orange. That's why it appears deep red. That's why it appears deep yellow. All those different little colors whenever you see the moon rise or the moon set. Sorry about that, y'all. It's cold out here. I'm shivering.
Yeah, it's cold out where I'm at too.
I managed to get some footage with the Nikon P900 of the moon on the new moon, and man, it was insane. It was tripping me out because it was the first time I'd actually seen the moon, and it was on the new moon, and I was tripping because the amount of light that was coming out, just how bright and how white that light was insane, man. I was just tripping out, and it made it look more and more 3D. That's when I first started asking Bro Sanchez the moon questions. I was like, man, I've seen this for myself. It looks like a solid object, but yeah, and then you see it another day and it looks completely different. It's amazing the cycles that moon seems to go through.
Did y'all know that y'all could get a telescope for the smartphone that goes 150 times optical zoom, and it ain't nothing but $15 or $20? It clips on your cell phone like a macro lens.
No, I didn't know about that.
Hey, no, I gotta get that. Where you get that at?
Look on Amazon. I'll put y'all a link in on a broad ass link where you'll have a bunch of shit on Amazon, but I'll show y'all what's up. Pancho Pete put me on that game. He told me that they got one that goes up to like 250 times optical zoom. Costs about $100, but it clips on your cell phone or on your tablet. But the cheap one, the $15 one is like 150 times zoom, which is half of a P900. And there's way better cameras. You can make a way better setup than a P900 for less, maybe about $100 less. You just got to know the lenses, and you got to know the camera that you're picking up, and you got to know which adapters to get to make lenses that ain't supposed to fit. Shit, the P900, the only reason it's special is because it comes right out of the box with the ability to zoom in. You can zoom in way further with better lenses. But better lenses is costing like $2,000-$3,000 and shit.
Have you seen there's a guy's done a video regarding the zoom of the actual zoom of the P900s and the iPhones and things like this, and basically he's put P900 at 50% zoom and compared it to what he could see with his eyesight, and it was about the same. If anything, his eyesight was better with the P900 at 50% zoom. Basically the guy's going through it saying that these cameras seem to be set back, when it comes to viewing something that's in the foreground, they seem to be set back. That's why you get this kind of weird kind of shift of perspective or focus, the way the lenses are pulled back. And
I would say the best way to put it would be to categorize it as civilian use cameras and military use cameras.
Right.
Because a civilian use camera gonna be tweaked down, whereas a military camera gonna be tweakable, where you can mess with the parameters on shit.
Because I noticed in some of the Nikon P900 footage where buildings are actually quite far away, they look at certain close focuses, they look very close, and then from other focus, it's like it's not so close. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, but it's something we're gonna have to speak about, because I think it's why a lot of people are struggling to get the correct type of footage on certain things. These cameras have been deliberately made to hide certain aspects of the truth, especially with regards to nature and what we can see with our eyes.
All right, think about this. Recon planes, an airplane that they send over an area to take pictures of. It's going to have a camera that takes the biggest angle that it can. Now, they'll tell you that that camera has super high megapixels and that camera will be able to zoom in on everything. That's not true. I believe they got to make multiple passes in order to get, higher definition pictures where you can zoom in, and they'll composite those together. So when you zoom in, it looks like you're just looking at one image that, gets better and better and better.
Right, because the atmosphere will be limiting at certain points. There'll be clouds and things like that in the way.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah, what else did you guys want to say about the moon, Huey P and Ken? Because I labeled the name of this video Moon and Sun with Huey P and Ken.
Oh yeah, he really pretty much touched it, man. We just really thinking that it may be possible that it's more than one sun and moon, man, because it's just impossible for all of us to be seeing the sun and the moon at the same time in different parts of the earth, so-called earth, like that, man. It just really don't make absolutely no sense. But we can see that it's operating on a 90-degree angle. The sun and the moon is moving at a 90-degree angle, east and west. The sun never goes north. We are all in agreement. The sun never goes north. We never see the sun. It rises from the east, it goes south, and it sets in the west. So, yeah, man, that's just something to look into.
With that being said, the moon does make a way larger travel motion. The moon will shift to the top of your sky, to the bottom of your sky, all while going from east to west. It will do that. I don't know what that means, but I know that the moon makes way more movement than the sun. Santos Bonacci say the sun and the moon, what happens in the sky can be told with the story of the tortoise and the hare. That,
Right.
The sun make its travel real fast, real big, but somehow the moon stay right on its ass. It may look like it's further ahead, but at the end of the night, it's still gonna make that travel.
And then it overtakes it eventually, just like the tortoise wins the race, because the hare falls asleep, because the hare is going at a constant rate. Sorry, it slows down. It slows down as it gets towards its inward spiral. Am I right? Or is it the outward?
Yeah, you can say it's an intermittent pace. It's an intermittent pace, whereas the turtle's at a constant. You got that right.
Right. But yeah, anybody listening, check out Masterpieces. The Moon is Not a Sphere video. I've uploaded that onto my channel as well. That will help you understand certain aspects of the moon. Masterpiece has 4 great points that he points out in that video regarding the moon and the Earth's shadow going across the moon, and why it shouldn't be that perfectly arched shape. It should make an S line. Check out the video, anybody watching.
I love how anyone can go against something that, like an artist, a person who paints perspective, a person whose livelihood is, wrapped around perspective and what the human eye sees and how to play it.
That's what I mean.
Argue the person.
Yeah, like convergence, the point of convergence, this artists deal with perspective. So the point of convergence where lines meet, like a road or a railroad or a hallway, going to where they converge, where the points converge. They know that that's not the curve cannot be starting so soon.
Stereograms. Y'all know what a stereogram is, don't you?
No.
The stereogram is 2 images overlaid so that when you look at the tip of your nose, you see an image pop out of them. Everybody's seen them as we was kids. They call them like magic posters or
Me and my friend was talking about this the other day, like a collage type effect that yes, yeah, in fact that's what you said it was, stereogram. Yeah, stereogram, something like that.
Yeah. Look, I believe that has to do with the third eye. I forgot all about them. I just randomly started watching a video the other day about them, and then started more, rabbit hole, watching them. And as I'm watching them, I realized that it makes my eyeballs, at first, if you try, it make your eyeballs hurt. But if you relax, it calms everything down, and you can see that image pop out. And I'm telling you, you ain't seeing that from your two eyeballs. You're seeing that from a central location. You're seeing that from the center.
And I think relaxation is a very important part. Like I do Wing Chun, and relaxed punches are very important. Being able to punch from a relaxed position, basically your hand being in a floppy position and being able to explode, and all of a sudden, like like throwing feathers, and the feathers at the end of the pendulum effect of the punch, it turns into a rock. So it's moves a bit quicker.
Tai Chi, that's why Tai Chi is trained very slowly, very, very relaxed.
I love Tai Chi. It's like meditation for me.
It would appear as if Tai Chi is nothing but like a slow dance, but a master of Tai Chi, every little movement that you're seeing is the dislocation, the breaking. It's not a peaceful art.
Yeah,
it's just
applicable. It's applicable, especially
exactly.
if you add vigor and intent into the action.
Exactly. Defending mainly, that, and that's what it is. It's not an offensive art. It's a defensive offensive art, if that makes any sense. Like it's not one to be taken lightly, but it also ain't one that you're just gonna it's water. It is water. That's the best way to explain it. Tai Chi is the living embodiment of water.
I would call Tai Chi and Wing Chun an offensive, defensive martial arts, because in a sense you're defending yourself, but learning to attack with that motion, that same motion. You're learning to destruct whatever is attacking you with the same motion. So
absolutely. And just like water, water may break around your hand, but you never actually affected the water. The water's still gonna come back to. It's still gonna fold right around your hand and encompass your entire hand if you was to place it in an object.
Yeah, in Wing Chun we look at it like fire, earth, wind, and water. So it's a bit, and we use the destructive cycle and the constructive cycle, which is actually based on the pentagram, which I find very interesting. It's like life and death, and life is the cycle around the edge of the circle of the pentagram, and the destruction is so you got healing around the edge, which is a continuous cycle. Like fire makes ash, ash makes metal. So you have the 5 points. Metal is included as well. Metal holds water. Water. Man, I'm forgetting. But anyway, you have the pentagram. And the destructive cycle is how you attack the points and destroy somebody, and the life cycle is how you'd heal somebody, if you know what I mean. But I found it funny how that science of nature is hidden within that pentagram, even within martial arts.
Absolutely, and that pentagram ain't nothing but duality. It's the feminine, and the positive and the negative, the feminine and the masculine. Just like you said, life, death, and rebirth.
Yep.
All right. While we on the martial arts, I was just thinking of when I used to watch kung fu flicks back in the day, how we would trip out because we would see like the swastikas on there, on the temples, like on the Shaolin temples. But that was like before we knew that it was said that it was an ancient symbol that represented nature, like the four winds. Like I guess now too, I'm looking at it like the travels of the celestial bodies.
Also, the Big Dipper, right?
Funny thing about that swastika. Sorry about that, allergic. But the funny thing about that swastika is, just like here in America, when we want to disrespect somebody's gang symbol, we'll put it in reverse or upside down. They did the same thing with that swastika, supposedly. They took the symbol of the sun, flipped it, and made it to the symbol of, you know, something else.
Sigil magic, right? Sigils, flip it, mirror, reverse it, take the vowels out, turn it into a picture if you want.
So yeah, I mean, back to like the moon and the sun. Besides the moon and the sun, there was something else that I saw in the sky. I'm not sure what it was, but Huey had described something like it, and I was like, yeah, it sounds like it. You know what I mean? And that was a little crazy too. So like I went live and I tried to get it in the camera. It may show up like a little piece of it. But it was fairly low in the sky but east of where the sun would rise from. And it was just like it looked like it could be something that wasn't like normal, you know. I'm thinking it was kind of cloudy. I'm thinking could it be lights on the building behind you know, the clouds. But as I kept walking towards it, it kind of kept going with me. Like, you know, when we were kids, I remember like we would run and watch the moon like kind of go with us. I don't know if that's happened. I ain't never tried that now. But that whatever that was in the sky looked kind of crazy. I don't know if that was real or sun
And y'all,
simulating or what.
I think that's why we believe that the moon and the sun is moving, is because when we move, it appears to move with us. I really believe that that's where the scientific evidence comes from.
Yes.
Which
Sorry guys, I'm only quiet because I'm trying to figure out how to get the YouTube chat up at the same time. Being my first time doing this, so excuse me. You guys keep building, bro. Keep building.
It's all good.
Yeah, that's crazy. It definitely it's definitely come perspective when you move. The sun move when you move too. So I can agree with that. That's why they say that it's moving. That's why I say that we the controllers of our universe, bro. We are the master of our universe. The sun is sit here, but if you get to moving, the earth and everything is gonna move with you. Your solar system gonna move with you. Everything gonna move with you, man.
Look, when y'all
It's
was
inevitable.
a kid, when y'all was a kid, did y'all ever think maybe I'm not moving, but when I'm running, I'm making the world move around me? You know, like we all our imagination got a lot to do, I think, with everything. Now, we know that when we move, the earth is not moving up under us and we're not standing still. We know that we're moving, you know. But with that being said, maybe that same school of thought with the imagination is where they came to these dumbass conclusions. The thing is, we wouldn't call them dumbass conclusions if it wasn't that these people's trying to set this shit in stone. You know, they try to make it as if just because someone 600 years ago, 400 years ago, 300 years ago said something, it's applicable still. Nothing 100 years ago having to do with the way we did life 100 years ago is really going to be applicable today. That's past life. We live in the modern life. We live today. We should be worried about all these same, everything that has been set in stone. We should take upon ourselves to be like, I don't know if that's right. These people was backwards. These people didn't let women do shit. These people didn't let black folks do shit. These people didn't let no one do shit. So maybe it's all backwards.
So do away with everything that they done said. I'm talking about all this shit. Every last fucking bit of it. Every last bit of it. Every last bit of it. All that shit go out the door with me. When I fucking learned that, I threw all this shit out the door. I learned legalese. I learned that a person wasn't a person. People wasn't people. Fuck it. Throw all this shit out the way. I've been thinking I was black all this time. I'm thinking it was white. Man, throw this shit out the door. All this shit gotta go. You gotta throw it all away. We can't keep fucking north, south, east, and west, and we trying to debunk the earth. How the fuck we gonna keep that?
Yep.
How we gonna keep any of it?
Look, I love to look at old books. Anytime I get around, we go through store shop and I stay looking for old books. Well, I stumbled upon a 42, 44 dictionary. I do the same thing I do in everything. I look up like 10 words. Well, the first one I look up usually is black. Well, when you look up black in this old dictionary, it don't say nothing about the legalese term. It actually says a more, a more, a more, period. Now, whether that's part of the agenda, whether that's something that's hidden from us, I don't know. But it did say a more, period.
And the Moor is a navigator of the sea, right?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. And you know, I'm kind of rolling with that because
A navigator of the
Omadon
sea. A navigator of
Omadon
two
will tell you
seas.
that the Omadon will tell you that the Phoenicians, the phonies, you know, the people who stole all these histories are the ones that was the navigators of the sea. But I believe it's something more to that. The Moors.
The
If you look at
Moors.
if you look at the 1832 dictionary and look up American, it'll show copper colored uh, person of the Americas.
Of the Americas.
Wow.
America.
And you can look, you can just pull up 1832 dictionary and it'll be online. It'll just pop right up.
And I know y'all have heard the story of Queen Khalifa, right? The what they're saying is how we get the name California is from Queen Khalifa, a Moorish queen.
Wow.
And here in the UK, the moors are called swamps. I just realized that. I typed moor into Google and all I got was Yorkshire moors, and I was like, no, that's not it. But it is. It's a swamp. It's to do with water.
Yeah, that's European. Here we'll call them bayous. What we would call a bayou, y'all would call a moor. I remember that from looking at old like King Arthur type movies. They will refer to those areas as moorlands, the moorlands.
And they was navigating the sea, which is the waters above and the waters above. I mean, waters up under us. So they used the waters above to operate here. You feel what I'm saying? They navigated through the sky. You know
Hence
what I'm
why
saying?
they
They used the sky to navigate.
moors. I love it. That's good shit, Huey.
I mean, I'll be trying to tell them, boy, us flat earthers ain't dumb as it all. That look like the Goody Mob. That look the Goody Mob tree, as above, so below. That motherfucker is so for real. The light is above and the dark is below, but still in all, the light is under and the dark is above. That is so
Absolutely
deep, boy.
All in the light got darkness at its core, and all in the dark got light at its core. You better know it.
Right.
Guys, don't mind me. I'm just like trying to put images up to what you're talking about. So don't mind me. I'm gonna be a bit silent for my first time.
Don't worry, it builds itself.
Yeah, when you get a chance, man, go to that 1832 Webster Dictionary online, man, and pull up these words.
Man, the beauty about the dictionaries, Ken, the dictionaries and the atlases.
Brother, which dictionary? Oh no. We lost the panel. We lost the panel. My bad, people. What can I say? I think I got. Did we get sniped? Okay.
No, it likes to kick folks that's on mobile devices off. I bet all three of us is on mobile devices.
Okay. No, I'm on a PC.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I mean, you three. Yeah, I get you. Continue on, Huey.
No, y'all got it. Y'all got it.
I'm
on some pictures things. I wonder if the other one's coming back.
There's a guy in UK, I believe he's in Wales. His name is Martin Leakey. He's brought a lot of information up for me to, like, not just me, but for all of us to like look into as far as these atlases, man. I'm telling y'all, these atlases have a lot of information in them. You cannot own the Farmer's Almanacs as well. If you look online, you'll see they're trying to pull out all the old Farmer's Almanacs. You can't find one online from the 1800s. You can't find none of that shit. And those got valuable information in them. Atlases, almanacs, atlas, encyclopedias, all those things from ancient times, like 1700s, 1800s, very valuable. We're talking $6,000, $15,000 a piece. with that being said, it's because there's a lot of information in them. There's a Leeds Atlas from what the year on it is I-733. I don't know if that means 1733. I don't know if that means the year 733. The artwork looks like it would be the 1700s. With that being said, there's all sorts of information in these maps, as you see right there. Pictures of the world we lived in, pictures of cities, and in the city of Paris and St. Petersburg and Moscow, you'll see telephone poles with copper rods coming from them, but no lines, no power lines. What does that mean? You know, were these folks using harnessing the atmospheric energy to power things? You know, like it's a lot of what ifs, obviously, but you know,
I think these things tie into the star forts and the quarrying and explanation for how they quarried such big stones. The star forts must have been some kind of nuclear power as well as the pyramids being some kind of a power base. Some people talk about the smaller pyramids being like the startup generators to the bigger pyramids.
The pyramids is something totally different to me, y'all, because everything that was in them pyramids have been taken out long time ago.
I think for sure they conduct electricity, considering the aqueducts. Is the aqueducts underneath the pyramids, and how the electricity is drawn, you know, from the
shape of a pyramid. You know, the shape of a pyramid increases potential. It increases, you know, it's what they call, it's a natural potentiator. You can put a pyramid shape over where you hang your head at night, and it's supposed to increase your potential. You could put food inside of a pyramid and food outside of a pyramid, even made out of popsicle sticks, and the food will last longer within that pyramid than it does when the one on the outside. So I agree. I think it do have to do with energy, but maybe not electricity like we know it. Some sort of different energy, like you said, maybe nuclear, or, you know, some sort of electromagnetic energy that's not electricity, though. Something totally different, because it didn't use wires.
It's some type of solar. It got to do with the solar. That's why the sun is doing it. And the sun don't never go. Like, I think somebody said when the sun do go north, it goes into the portal and come back out. You know what I'm saying? Like it go inside the fucking North Pole and come back out. I might kind of think that, because that's the reason. I don't know, for some reason, because I do construction. I know I keep telling y'all, I'm thinking about building this fucking pyramid house. It's like a time dial. That's all I can see, is if I build it, it'll be like a sundial. And for some reason, I think that the same dimensions of the pyramid, just how you had that up as above, so below picture of the tree, I think that the fucking pyramid go up under the dirt. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's something about that shit, the energy. It's like a diamond. It's like a pyramid, a big ass diamond in the fucking dirt. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Call it Yoni.
Yeah. Yep.
Yoniverse.
Yep. Yoniverse.
That's what Eddie Griffin on his comedy special years ago said, that's how the pyramid. That was his explanation for how they built it. Like, it's basically the same thing as you've seen underground. I mean, above ground, what you get underground. So make it simple, to basically makes it a simple concept. That's basically what he was saying in one of his skits. But I could see that though, because like if you dig a hole, I mean, in that shape, and you would be able to slide the pieces in there, wouldn't you? I mean, I'm not really construction based, but
Yep, you're correct, because exactly. And then, like you say, with this power in the pyramids, this is why they use these signs. This is why Jay-Z used the diamond, and we call it a cult sound, because it's power in it. And it's always power and magic in our hands. Our hands are portals. Our feet are portals. This is where the energies come through. That's why when you channel and cheat, the energy is here in your hands, and all about in your energy in your body, how you pushing. and how you got to channel your energy right. You feel what I'm saying? So when you're using your energy, even the pyramids, like you said, when you put your pyramids on your head and shit like that, this is magic, bro. And I don't know how I know it, but the shit come out the sky, and I've been making so much shit happen, bro. Rubbing my hands together with my intent, focusing my vision in on my intent, and really just, I'm just telling you, frequencies and fucking shit is real, bro. I think about it. In school, right, we used to hear the teacher write on the school board, and she had that chalk, and that should be like, this is the reason that shit triggers something, man. Sounds, vibrations, everything triggers shit, man. It makes shit move. It forms. You feel me? Sound makes shit form. You know? So like this shit is real deep, bro.
Look at that. Think of what you just said, Huey. That frequency is a high frequency. That frequency that you hear when they're scraping that chalk across the chalkboard is a high frequency, and it's creating. Every squeak you hear is creating. That shit resonates, man. That's some deep shit.
It's all in tuning, because that's like when you tune in the instrument, you tune it, they go bing ding 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 ding, and you get that motherfucker to get to the right tone. You feel me? So you got to you tighten that up. You're like, fuck it. I don't know, bro, because I deal with music. I deal with a whole bunch of shit, and like I know what I don't know. I was trying to do a fucking experiment. I don't know how to do it, but how it'd be hard to explain shit how I see it sometimes. So y'all have to bear with me. I might be going fucking crazy sometimes, but like I'm gonna do this real quick. So seesaw, all right? Seesaw, up and down. You got positive, you got negative, all right? The way of the world is operating in the world, negative. So the negative is down here in the world, touching the world like this. So this is what they're doing. Our positive is up here. So our energy is coming down to the earth like this. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. They shit down here operate like. That's how I see energy. Our shit going boom, boom. They shit going boo doo, boo doo, because they so close to the energy, so that shit just. So they can't get their reaction off the negative energy because it's so quick to bounce back down to earth. Our positive energy coming so fucking far off the universe, when it hit the earth, it explodes so far out. But that's how I think energy happened, because when it happened, it's like boom, and then it started exploding, and it started creating. It started forming, bloom, and as above, when that motherfucking energy went back up top, it said bloom, and it exploded, and it connected each other. And made the world like that. You feel what I'm saying? So it might be rare. The way I just seen it now, just I don't know why. Shit just come out the air to me, dog. Shit be coming out the air, bro.
It explains the spinning. It explains the spinning for sure. Some kind of something.
Spinning like that, right? You can see the spinning and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy how you can see my vision just from off a noise and the sound. You can see that. That's crazy.
I know what you're trying to say, Huey. You know what I mean? I might not say it the same way, but I know what you're trying to say.
I don't know how to put it, but you know what I'm trying to say, right?
I love the way you explain stuff, man. Like you did her story to his story in under a minute on Bro Sanchez show, man. That was beautiful, bro. Serious.
Appreciate it. Yeah. I think I overthink too much, bro. I think I overthink everything.
There's no such thing as overthinking. It's just that calm in your mind. That's what they try and tell us. They try and tell us, oh, don't think too much. Don't do that. No, well, that's how do we find flat Earth? Through thinking too much.
Right. Yo, I knew that shit was right, because somebody asked me, they said, bro, why do you think about everything? I said, bro, what you mean? I didn't know. How the fuck you don't think about everything? What the fuck you mean?
It's just some incurious people out there. I'm just glad I got people to talk to right now that's curious. You know what I mean? I'm here home alone. I'm like, I got 3 brothers I can just chat to on my level. There's nothing better than that right now.
That's why I love talking to you. I be talking to them, bro. They be like, bro, they tell me, they say, man, you the one, bro. All you got to do is round all of us up, put together the show and we praise you. We walk around and praise you and make you lift you up. I said, man, y'all can't even do that. Y'all don't even look into the information that I tell you. They be like, man, you gotta build us all up around here, around your neighborhood. I said, I done knocked on y'all fucking door, I done beat y'all door up. You feel me? I done punched holes all through the door. Y'all won't even fucking see in the door.
I'm going hard like a Jehovah's Witness should, man. You know what I mean?
I be knocking on their door. Boom, 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 boom. Hey man, you don't listen. I gotta get on the panels, bro. I don't even like talking to nobody but y'all. I don't even know y'all brothers, man.
I feel
like we're connected, bro.
Nah, I feel
Absolutely.
we do know each other on a spiritual level, my brother. We may not meet each other in the physical, but on a spiritual level, we vibes and you know what I mean?
Yup, fucking
Check
right,
it out.
man.
Check it out. You knock on their door, right? You knock on their door. They finally answer. And then they ask you, why you think about everything?
It's an appeal to authority. Everything's been thought about already. That's what they think. It's all been thought about. It's all been worked out. We don't have to try and work out things like JT's Science Academy show. I love that brother because he's coming together on a grassroots level, and he's saying let's read through these topics, thermodynamics, whatever. Even though I was like, whoa, this guy's going a bit too deep, man. What is he going into thermodynamics for? But we have to cut this evil plant from the root, this evil plant of theory and theosophy. So we got to go in at what they claim to be, the energies. That's why I like JT Science Academy. Shout out to JT, the brother, doing great work. Spending time.
Bro, you said when you said the evil plant,
Yeah, that made me think too.
It's a tree of life, right? It was a tree of life, so it got to be a fucking tree of death.
Wow. And so that made me think, right? Yeah, that's that shit again. Here we go. So yeah, I ain't even gonna go there, man. But
I think that's the cancer of the mind, what they spreading. Propaganda. That's the death they spreading, is the cancer of the mind, to put you in fear. If they put you in fear, you probably will die of cancer.
facts.
Check it out.
Fucking right, you will. Fucking
A
right.
koala eats eucalyptus leaves, right?
Right.
A koala eats nothing but eucalyptus leaves from what we're told. And it lives a happy life slowly up in the tree doing its thing, right? What happens if you eat a handful of eucalyptus leaves?
Was it too strong?
The answer is your ass will die because eucalyptus oil is poison to a human. With that being said, I don't think there's no such thing as an evil plant. I think it's, we just got to learn how to use these things. With that being said, eucalyptus works wonderfully when you're sick. It will help you pull out mucus in your body. It will help you clear your head when it's all stopped up. Eucalyptus itself is not bad, but eucalyptus will fuck you up if you don't respect it.
That's what's up.
Yeah, really. You say you got to respect it. You got to respect its nature. You got to respect it for what it is. Just like negative and positive. If you respect negative, right? Negative will work with you in such a positive way. You feel what I'm saying? If you be too fucking positive, positive can be a negative as well. You feel me? They all connected at the end of the day, man. Because too much positivity is going to bring a negative condescending around somebody who ain't positive. You feel me? Because you gonna pull out the negative in them because you fucking hitting them with so much positive. They gotta give you some negative. It's only the way that the world operates, man. My hand can't give my fucking left hand nothing without giving it to it. So we opposites. This is why opposites attract. Simple. Opposites gotta attract. This is facts. And then they want to tell us not to like white people, and goddamn, we attracted to that. That shit opposite of us.
To what the brother was saying earlier on about taking it about the eucalyptus, man, I nearly killed myself off of an avocado that was underripe. I mean, these people are selling us underripe food in the stores, and this shit can kill you, man. I mean, if you're a skinny brother eating bananas and avocados, sometimes potassium can have an adverse effect on skinny brothers eating too many of these things in a week. They're injecting the fruits to make them ripen on the way there. I mean, I bought avocados that said ripe on it, and a week later they still weren't ripe, and that's what nearly killed me. I'm pretty sure of it, man. You know. But that was only a couple of weeks ago, guys. You got to be careful what you eat. We got to know our bodies, know what we
Hey,
eat.
what up, y'all?
Easy, my brother. How you doing?
What's up, family? Hey, that's real talk. Hey, Allergic, you vegan, right?
Yes, sir.
And bro, cause I'm traveling, bro. Like I've been digressing off my meat. I done left the red meat alone. I'm really scared of the chicken. I'm down to fish and salad, but I be struggling, bro, with what to eat, bro. I'm talking about I be struggling hard, bro. I be eating once a day, bro. Like for real, bro. I eat a smoothie and some fucking fruit and maybe a salad, bro. I be fucking. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
You gotta mix it up.
I'm starving.
You gotta mix it up. You gotta get your wheats, your beans, your pulses, whatever, you know, things that fill you up as well. You gotta get your fatty stuff like avocados. I went ham on the avocados. That's why the avocados nearly killed me. Because, you know, like I'm like I need my fats. You know, if I don't have nuts, I've got avocados, so I'll be going crazy on the avos every day. But you gotta balance it. And sometimes I think sometimes your stomach doesn't want to just digest one food, you know, at a time. I think it needs a little bit of a mix in there to make it do a bit more work and not leave behind just one type of acid, if you know what I mean. You have to
So
get.
do you feed your chakra? Do you eat according to your chakra color? Like, I mean, like, do you eat your strawberries for your root? And do you eat, you know what I'm saying, as the chart goes up? Do you I think, like you said, because you're supposed to feel the color spectrum. You're supposed to eat all color fruits and vegetables throughout the day. The whole color spectrum will make your body levitate. You feel what I'm saying? And it also make you lighter.
That's what I was told, Huey, that you're supposed to eat the rainbow every day.
I think
Right.
100% right there, my brother. I don't particularly eat like that. I just eat when I'm hungry, what I feel to eat. And obviously you get bored. You will get bored as a vegan. You'll be like, I don't want to. You'll have a favorite fruits coming into it, and then you get bored of them. And then then you find yourself trying to explore, like, what else? What else can I have? What else can I have? And it's always a different color or a different shape or a different something else. And I think that the beauty about vegan is you can't just eat one food. You get bored. Same with like avocados being my favorite. Now I'm like, you know, I gotta find something else other than avocado fruit, because you can make extra pulled pork style with jackfruit. It's a big fruit.
I was just over with my niece the other day. I've been eating kind of veganish for a lot of years now, you know, and my niece, I just, you know, we spoke and she's vegan and she made a huge salad. I mean, like, if you will go to like a restaurant, like they used to have this raw food restaurant out here and they used to make big salads, and that used to like be able to hold me down. She made a big salad and that really was, you know, on point. She made her own dressing. Because what I find too, like if you try to really get right with the food and stuff, the dressings on the salads be like filled with a lot of crap. But you know, still in all, you know, don't let none of that hold you up. Just keep pushing and pushing through. But from what I understand, like the best way to like go about it would be like ideally to have like one fruit, like a lot of one fruit, like at a time. Like say if you know, you might not be hungry enough to eat the whole rainbow, let's just say. 'Cause you might have like 2-3 pounds of grapes. You might worked out, had 2-3 pounds of grape or whatever, and be good and not need to eat no more food. You know what I mean? But it's good to go that option, to go that way if you were to have more food. You know what I mean? So like I know a few people that's out here that's like they eat fruit exclusively, and I want to try to get them on Hangouts because one guy that I recently met, he's like 50-something years old and he been a raw fruitarian for a lot of years, and I posted something on my page that he shared, and you know the conversation got kind of heavy because a lot of people, you know, get emotionally connected to that conversation because of where they are in their diet. And I learned to like get out of the emotional part of it because, you know, everybody's at different aspects. And I wanted to say that they limit us, like just like clothing in stores. Like we only see what, you know, they put in the store. So like avocado is what they give us, what they allow us to really see. We gotta, find ways to explore and get to more of the foods, the natural food that's out there. Because from what I understand, you can eat a different food, natural food, fruit, vegetable, every day of your life and not touch a tenth of what's really out here, but they got us limited, to their stores and what they try to tell us is good for us and all this other stuff.
Little sister of mine just went to Mexico for some family, and she brought me back a white avocado. She also brought me back a couple of regular avocados as well. The regular avocados was smooth, no bumps on them, and when I ate them, they were creamier. They tasted different. They tasted like they was grown on a plant, like on a farm where people loved the plant. The white one, it actually was the most. It was the most unique avocado flavor I ever had. The flesh of it was like the palest green, like a pale green, and the meat was ultra creamy, kind of like I don't know, it's hard to explain, like soft tofu, and I don't know, it was good stuff. But with that being said, the avocado, man, the avocado is important, but at the same time, the avocado is dangerous, just like I was saying with the eucalyptus, like Allergic was saying. It's got cholesterol in it. It's one of the few things that have like a natural cholesterol in it that will clog your arteries up if you eat it constantly. That's why the people in Mexico only eat it like with meals, like they only put a few slices. You don't ever see them just like eating whole avocados like I do. Like I'll eat a half an avocado with just some salt and pepper on it. And they was like, that's bad for you. And I was like, what do you mean? And I started looking into it, and they was right. It's good for you, but it's bad for you if you do it every day.
Oh yeah, I found out that the hard way, bro. I mean, one avocado makes me about 4 meals. I can split into quarters, and them quarters are nicely finely chopped. But I just made the mistake of it being underripe. Try and keep them near bananas. The oxidation from the bananas will get them riper quicker. But yeah, man.
Hey, do y'all know about the benefits that tobacco has?
Benefits? Tobacco, really?
Think about the leaf, the actual herb, before they do the stuff to it, make it smokable and chewable.
Family, I believe that. The
I
reason I say I
was,
believe that, back in the old days, if you fell over a pirate ship, that's how they brought you back to life. A person would be in the water for 10 minutes, and they can pull them up out of the water and put as funny as it sounds, they blow tobacco smoke up their ass with the fucking fire starter.
but all right, but think about this. This how it goes. So I was curious. I was like, I wonder if tobacco got benefits. So I looked into it, and it actually do. When you're taking in small doses, it stimulates the nervous system in the brain. When you take too much, it hurts it. And with cigarettes, every hit is too much. That's how they done switched it from something that gives life that takes life away. It's crazy. It's kind of like a superfood, and they done switched it around.
Also, there's only like one bug that eats the tobacco plant. It's a tobacco beetle, and that's it. Nothing else will eat tobacco. As a matter of fact, they use nicotine as a pesticide.
Wow, I knew that because I read somewhere to keep spiders away from your home. Anybody who's scared of spiders, just put some tobacco around the outside of your house, sprinkle it around, or the window ledges, the cracks, and you won't get no ants, no spiders, nothing.
That probably got a lot to do with how they treat that tobacco, though.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they hiding all the good stuff from us right in our face, or turning it to something that hurts us.
That's everything, Flood. That's everything, Flood.
Yeah, I'll put this show to go on for another 20 minutes. I got a few things to do after that, but yeah, if you guys want to keep on building, feel free. I'm just gonna try and see who's up in the chat room.
the moon got to do
Yo,
with how things grow as
hey,
well.
y'all looking at the sun again? Hey, Ken, you dead right, bro. That damn the sun is out now. The moon fucking ain't moved, bro.
I think it seems like it's doing it more. Like they trying to show us something. Cause it's doing it way more often now.
What, pulling the sun and the moon out at the same time?
Yeah.
Right, more than usual, right?
Yeah.
Something has changed in the sky.
Way more than usual.
Look how much different,
could it be
just
the
compared
conscious-
to what? Wasn't it 2 weeks that you put that video out, Huey, where you were showing that the sun and moon was 90 degrees apart from each other, or wait, 180 degrees apart from each other? And now
Yeah,
look
that
at
was-
them. They're about, I would say they're about, well, my sun ain't up yet. My sun's still behind the mountains and shit. But I would say that they was about what, like maybe a 45-degree angle from each other, maybe a 60-degree angle from each other, some shit like that.
Yeah, it's just coming up over the mountains. Where you at right now?
That's what I was about to say. How before you even go
200
there,
miles to the west, 300 miles to the west of Las Vegas Valley, California, up in the mountains.
And the sun coming up already over there?
A little tiny bit. Y'all want to see?
Fucking right. How was that? My sun just not coming up over here.
Yeah, I lost the panel again. No worries. They'll be back on in a second. I think it's because the brother went outside with his internet connection.
Nah, they heard us finna show that shit. They don't want to show this shit. They watching us, man. They watching. He said, "Oh no, they finna show some shit here in Vegas, and they in Atlanta and New York. We've been watching them for the last couple. Cut this shit off real quick. Move the sun, and yeah, they did move it too. Look, I swear for all my life, they moved the fucking moon.
shit booted.
Bro, God damn, they keep booting them.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
Struggling a bit there. Wherever you are, it's struggling a bit more. It was a bit better closer to the house, I think. I don't know. Yeah, we're just getting clips every like 5 seconds from your video here, but it looks like a nice day over there, man. Okay, well, we got flowers here. What are we showing here? Make sure it's...
Oh yeah, wow. Look at that. How is it showing on the fucking West Coast like that? And it's just not raising in the East. It's just not raising in the East out here, bro.
That's me.
You shouldn't be
facing
seeing the sun right now, bro.
Now, face the west, pure dark.
Pure dark. Okay. So the light coming from my side. And let me see, west. Oh yeah, this shit ain't got. I can't see it from this side. This is So you got the moon. You see the moon too, because I got the moon and the sun right now.
The moon is supposed to be in the middle of the frame, but the clouds is in front of the moon, so you can't really see it. It's occulted.
Can't really see it. Okay. So yeah, I got a it's still a quarter moon though. It's still a motherfucking not even a quarter moon. It's a quarter moon on this side. So
same here.
wow. And we seeing the same moon. That's crazy.
The quarter moon facing the east on your side?
Absolutely. No, the quarter moon. Yeah, the quarter of the moon is facing the east. The moon itself is more in the southwest. I mean, the southeast part of my sky, though. It's like it's southern, you know.
That's the same shit. That's what mine is. Southeast, and
that's
it's showing the east side of the moon. That's the same shit.
That's supposed to be proof of a flat plane, because if you're on the west, which should be right. Let me stand. Where am I? All right. The west would be to my right, and the moon is up above me. If I'm standing facing forward, Huey's supposed to be to my right, but you're supposed to be all the way to my right. The sun is supposed to be over my head. I mean, the moon facing the left, right? The east would be left. The moon be facing that way, and you have the moon over your head, and the sun still coming over. The sun
There you
is
go.
the
You can see the moon as well.
so if I could already see the sun, it can't be. We can't be rotating around it. You see what I'm saying? It's just got to be above us and coming around
Yeah.
to you, like coming around the southern, taking the southern pass to the west over to your side. So, but why the mount? Why would the mountains be in the way? That's the
Right.
thing that
Where
I'm
my
trying to figure out.
question
Right, because it
comes,
seems like it's coming from up under it, and it should be above the mountain from where we at. He should be seeing it up, like.
yeah, because I'm about a mile in the air. I'm 3,700 feet altitude.
Okay, so that's why it's coming from up under you, like, because you at a higher
my
elevation than us.
question come in, what do people in Peru? Is people in Peru gonna see that moon over here instead, or are they gonna see it also in the south, just like I'm seeing? That's where my questions start to come in. See, we got to start connect. We really need to start globally, as they call it, connecting. Absolutely.
Yep.
Start putting these little hangouts together for 30 minutes at a time, 20 minutes at a time, 15, 20 times a day. As silly as that sound, you know, we'll start get a better picture of this
Yeah,
shit.
that'll be good.
No, those actually
Yeah,
good because those that get a lot of views because people don't want to watch a 3-hour video. You know, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, I missed it. I could just watch it. You know?
Yeah, and think about that.
I
If
think
you
that's
got
powerful,
10 people on a
yeah.
panel, every time 10 people showing 10 different perspectives for 5
Right.
minutes, you got it.
Yeah, that is powerful. You're right, guys. 100%.
They're gonna have to, man. Fake news is out of here. It's real
Yeah,
news,
that-
real people, from real places. You know, because I even stop people in the street and say, "Yo, look up! Did you see the moon out? The moon is out right now." And they're like, "Oh, look, it is, yo." Some people won't look up at all. They'd be like, "No, I'm good, thank you, I'm all right." And I'm wondering, what's up with you? Like you already. What do you know that I don't know? Why you don't want to look up?
that cognitive dissonance. But yeah, that'll be good. Getting all those different positions. That'll be the killer right there.
Whatever you just did to
Kill
your
their
phone
asses out,
screen,
man.
that is full screen beautiful right now. That looks nice. We're getting a full screen on that. Wherever you
And,
just
and at the moon right there. Or is that a star?
No, that's the moon. I can see that clear as day. That's how it looked in my sky today. In my southeastern sky at 6:30 in the morning. When it was 10:30 a.m. in Australia. 10:30 p.m. in Australia.
And you can see they've been chemtrailing already. Look at them fake ass clouds. All
Yep.
fake.
They did that out here too.
Oh yeah, they stay on it.
I'm gonna go back outside in like 10 minutes.
Look, man, you ask the old folks around here, the old folks will tell you this area is known for being sunny with no clouds. The clouds split. There's a mountain right there,
You know
a mountain right there, and where I'm at is in a valley.
we lost the panel again. Powerful, powerful, powerful builds. Google's messing with me. But stay tuned. Watch these guys come straight back on the panel within seconds. I'm sure of it. Yup, we got Huey P back. We got everybody back. Nice. I think
nice in there.
we keep touching on something that they don't want to touch. Want us to touch on.
Oh, family, it's anytime I get in these channels, I'm sure Huey got the same problem. You get in here, start speaking, they're going to kick everybody out and then make you have to rejoin so you forget what you're speaking on.
But we ain't that.
Bro, I had that problem. I swear, bro. When man, they be on my ass, bro. They be on my ass. I be talking too much. I think I talk too
Yeah,
much.
just like they be on them chemtrails.
What it do, knowledge up, bro?
What up?
What's up, brother?
Y'all on the moon right now.
What's going on with you guys, man?
Nothing much, man. We just building like crazy. Anything you want to jump in on. You might want to mute your YouTube.
Yeah, man. I was at work, man, and I seen you guys building. I said, man, let me hop on here right quick while I'm on my break.
Anything you feel to talk about, my brother?
Before I do go back to break, I was looking up some stuff, and I don't know if you people know anything about India, as far as North India, South India, and the whole situation with them. I mean, cause like I do believe that some folks in India have melanated skin, because if you look at India, it has over 2,000 ethnic groups. And if you look at the southern part of India, they got the Dravidians there, and people from Australia, like indigenous people from Australia, Tasmanian people and all that, they actually came over to India. Because if you look at India, it was kind of like you know how they say Africa got diamonds, and like that continent has a bunch of treasures and stuff. So did India, as far as the spices. They had different plants and everything, you know. And it was talking about the Aryans, and if you know anything about the Aryans, they're Indo-Europeans. They're a mix between Persians, you know, the Eastern Europeans, and a couple other ethnic groups. And they actually came in and invaded India, and they made it, and that's how the northern part of India, because they pushed the Dravidians down south, and which was the melanated people of that land, you know, the indigenous people of that land. You know, it's arguable, you know, but like I said, those people had melanin in them. But now everybody that has fair skin doesn't mean they have melanin in them. I mean, because melanin, you know, it takes in our, how can I say this? We take in UV rays, and basically it's a natural sun blocker. You know what I'm saying? And
I've been doing some research. Do you want to cut your mic? Just
yeah. I got you, brother. I got you.
Getting a bit of feedback. I don't know if you have a video playing in the background, but it's just repeating. I did a little bit of research, and I found out the main proofs for sunburn and skin melanomas come from the CDC. The CDC are the ones that are interested in, it seems, all people. Doesn't matter if you're Hispanic, white, whatever. But the studies they did in melanocytes and between black men and women, they even found that there's a difference between the sunburn between men and women in a more pigmented society. So if we're going to talk about these kind of things, we got to consider their studies between male and female alone, because the proofs what they actually are using, because it's only the CDC I found that have done these two specific studies, and the other ones on skin melanomas, and the stats are as follows: that 1 in every 200,000 black people dies from skin cancer, and 2 in every 200,000 Hispanic people die from skin cancer each year, and about 6 in every 200,000 white people die from skin cancer each year. That is not definitive. You know, it's like 200,000, 6 in 200,000. It can be easily misconstrued or easily faked. I mean, this is the CDC we're talking about here, after all.
Well, you know, there's like 5 different types of melanin, man. There's 2 types in the human body, and there's actually 3 as far as animals and plants. 3 types of melanin. A lot of people don't know that neither.
Could it not be considered simply carbon, the carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and the different ways that they combine?
It could be. It could be.
See, because when you cut a person open, even of light skin or dark skin, the colors are exactly the same on the inside. The liver, kidneys, they have different pigmentations according to the different organs. So if they're doing melanin harvesting or whatever, carbon harvesting or stem cell harvesting, it'll be from any color. It won't be color specific. Because if you have dark pigmentation in white people too, then you can certainly get this so-called melanin thing from them too.
So does that mean that an eggplant and a potato got melanin? Is that why they are brown and purple?
Well, no, the eggplant and potato doesn't have melanin, but the banana does. If you see a banana when it starts to decay, that shows the preservation that the melanin has to preserve the banana a little longer than most fruits. And that's why banana get a dark spot when it starts to decay. You start seeing them brown spots.
But that's not family. That's ripe. A black banana is a ripe banana. We eat yellow bananas because we're misinformed.
See, I would just say the carbon has been oxygenated. See, it's just oxygen, carbon, hydrogen. It's just relationships between water, the carbon, and the oxygen, or the hydrogen in whatever case. If all is one, then we can't say that melanation will allow someone to be better off at doing certain things than others. Personally, I'm like extremely not melanated. I'm like a 16th black. I was born and raised in Africa. And I don't personally think it's got anything to do with a spiritual ascension. I understand there's a lot of indigenous minority, we'll say darker pigmented people that have been subjected to oppression, but I would say that also comes out of the roots of India and Hindustan. That's where Hitler learned his class system. That's what the first class system that we can record is, came about, especially.
Yeah, because he got it from the North Indians. They were called the Aryans. The Aryans being that's where they got that shit from, the supreme being, because the Aryans was supposed to be the most dominant race on earth because they conquered northern India and mixed in with India, and that's how you got them fair-skinned Indians, and they're not, some of them are light-skinned. That's because they mixed race. I mean, if you look at it, a lot of cultures did that. So when I tell you India got 2,000 ethnic groups, that's because they were invaded, and India was invaded a lot just because of the stuff they had. So, you look at a light-skinned Dravidian, you'll be like, oh, is he white? Because you got a light-skinned Dravidian, he has pale skin and has blonde hair. He looks damn near like a white man. You wouldn't know the difference. But it was his lack of melanin from generations, because they I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but they got it to where this thing is they try to get rid of the melanin out of people in certain countries. So what they do, they keep breeding and breeding and breeding to the person come out lighter. And sometimes, like I say, 2 or 1 out of 600 or 1,000 people come out albino because they've been mixing so much.
Right. Could you say that last point that you said again? Just for me again, I just got a bit lost in my own translation.
Oh shit. I said if you look at it, they done mixed race so much that the people come out fair skinned. And if you look at a albino Dravidian, he looks just like a white man. You wouldn't know the difference. And the thing is behind that is like when you're trying to get rid of the melanin out of people, because the melanin comes from the pineal gland, and so pineal gland is strong in people with fair skin. So when you got 600 people or 1,000 people that done just been mixing and mixing and mixing, trying to get that lighter skin, it washes the melanin out. Just like if you look at a cauliflower has no melanin in it because it has no carbon. So it's like that. It's gonna come out albino.
So are we assuming that the black people came first, or the white people came first, or?
Well, it's not even who came first, because indigenous people were all over the place, and they had indigenous people far. Now, if you look at it, there was 3 dominant races back in the day, like far as ancient times. there was the Mongolians, there was a Caucasianoid, and there was a Negroid. That's how they pronounced it. So if you look at it, all three of them people was already here. You know, depending on where you were staying, like you know, people, the Negroid, I'm gonna say the Negroid. You know, us, we were more of the people that was in the Saharas, the deserts, the rainforest, you know, because we was getting in a lot of sunlight, you know. And if you look at it, the Caucasianoid, they were in the mountains. They were in places like Europe, the northern parts of Asia, and even the western parts of Asia. I mean, if you want to talk about the Russians, and then you know you got the Mongoloids, which were predominantly on the west part of Asia, as far as the islands and stuff. And if you look at it, the Mongoloid mixed with the Negroid, and that's how you get, hey, what's up? That's how you get people like the Hawaiians, the people from the Guam Islands and all that. I mean, because if you look at it, people was traveling way before people even thought about that. So it's not just the black race was the first race on the fucking world. That's not true. And it is arguable, you know, but it's not true. There's other people here before that.
I agree with you. I kind of find it interesting that you know, there was blonde races that existed in New Zealand, red-haired races. They were part of some sort of elite bloodline in South America. We have all colors associated with nature and tribes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you know, I think we were all living in harmony, and bunch of people wanted control, so they split them up, tried to control their mind and say, listen, you guys don't need to know about how to deal with the resources. We can do that for you.
Well, see, it wasn't even controlling the mind. People were used to living a certain way, and you got people coming into other countries, taking over the countries, and different rulers taking over leadership. They come with new agendas and new ideals, and they force that on the people in certain countries. I mean, they don't even give them the choice to choose. And so when you force it upon the people, and it goes down generation, that's all they know.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
And not only that, they actually, in the case like with India, they're actually telling the Indians what their history is. So they're not, you know, they're telling them their history and telling them that this, you know, this is the way it's gonna be.
Well, they telling them the history and deception at the same time.
Right. Double deception.
But I gotta head back into work, man. I appreciate building with you guys. Hopefully I'll be able to hop on with you guys later, man.
Thank you very much for that, man, my brother. Knowledge is power. Respect.
Right.
Knowledge uprising. Respect.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
Thank you, my brother.
Some stuff that the brother was saying. Just was looking into that albino Dravidians, and that's very interesting. Something I never really looked into. I always heard the story of Hitler coming in contact with these blonde-haired beings, and him not being blonde-haired, people wonder why he would call them a supreme race or what have you.
Is this from India or like Asia area? Or?
Yeah, I didn't know where the people came from the Hitler story. But when I just researched just now, light-skinned Dravidians, and then I looked up albino Dravidians. Yeah, it just looks like a red-haired white guy, like a regular red-haired white guy. And yeah, that was like, I was like, oh, that's interesting. So could that be, you know, an origin? Possibly so, maybe so. You know, albinism, you know, could be, you know, it's all good, you know, whatever the case may be, it's all good.
I think there would have always been people, regardless of how a child was born, what color skin or whatever, there would always have been people that have said, that have tried to convince us that, you know, you're different to that one and that one's different to that one. And, you know, this one's more beautiful, you know, this one's ugly, you know, all that kind of stuff. Separating the people through, you know, and that's end of the day. I know plenty of people born to the same mother. One is blonde hair, blue-eyed, and one is dark hair, dark-eyed, and you know the difference is amazing. And you know we still get these genetic variations to this day. So you know I think it's perfectly possible and plausible that you know they come from the same mother almost, you know.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, my brother has two children, and the boy, um, if I were to walk down the street with him in a stroller in Brooklyn, people would think that I was babysitting somebody's child and getting paid like I was the babysitter or something like that, because he's white. He's basically is white. He's not white because his daddy is right, but he's white, right? Like, you know, but my nephew, you know what I mean? And you know,
Kidnapping.
that's my nephew, man. I love him. You know, that's my bro. That's my little bro. My little nephew. And
Oh,
you
I thought we
know,
lost you again, Huey. Huey's on missions. He was driving somewhere. He was chasing the sun.
yo, I'm telling you, man. It's amazing what's going on, and I think that the consciousness might have something to do. I don't know. You know, you know what's crazy? I was looking at a who was it? Who was it? I think it was Sun and Moon Group had Russian vids on the other day. Did you see that?
I saw that. I saw something about that in the Flat Earth report this morning, but I don't really follow Sun and Moon Group, and I stopped watching Russian vids since he kind of disappeared off. I was like, this guy's got too much info. He's an agent.
Yeah,
But
I never.
you tell us, man. You tell us, because it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, well, I never really got into Sun and Moon Group, but I did see that they were on Russian vids, and I used to watch them a lot. And JT was on JT Science Academy. He was on the panel as well. But Russian vids said that they basically shut him down. He can't create a YouTube channel. So he can log into the account, he can see messages and stuff, but he can't create a YouTube channel. So but one of the things he mentioned was in 1981. I'm not sure if you want to pull it up if you can. Give me 1 second.
Is that Nicholson, 1981 or something?
No, 1981, Barney Miller conspiracy episode where there's a guy, a famous actor now. I guess this is one of his earlier roles. He's guest starring on a TV show called Barney Miller, which is a popular show out here, and where it's like these guys are like investigators, cops, or what have you. And the guy walks in, and he worked for the Trilateral Commission, right? And Barney Miller is like, okay, so what is the Trilateral Commission? Now this is 1981, and so the guy's like, there's basically like a conspiracy going on, like to that's controlling stuff, that's controlling. And there's a video on YouTube that shows it, like the little clip where around this time, Ronald Reagan was coming into presidency, and they were saying that Ford was supposed to be the president because he was a politician, but this Trilateral Commission, which Rockefeller is a huge part of, has the influence that put Reagan in place. It's like they asked for an actor, and they put Ronnie in place just like that. And they were looking at the guy like he was foolish, like what are you talking about? And so one of the co-stars, he's like, yeah, well, this guy, we just got this guy. They called us because he broke a globe and destroyed some UNICEF artwork. And I was like, let me back up, slow down for a minute. I was like, wait a minute. They bring this guy in on charges. He's talking about Trilateral Commission in 1981, and they say that he broke a globe. I was like, this is no way by chance at all. And he goes on to, say more. And then they, Barney Miller, who's like the head, officer in that precinct or what have you, he's like, are you done? And it's basically, sweeps it under the rug. But I just found that interesting because Russian Viz brought it up, and he's like, just look it up. So I stopped watching Sun and Moon Group, and I went and I looked it up, and I was like, wow, this shit is crazy.
Yeah, that shit crazy. That shit crazy.
And I remember because my mom used to watch Barney Miller, and I remember being real young and seeing that. So when I saw the commercials like Abe Vigoda and Hal Linden was the star, and I forgot the black guy's name. I think it was something Ron something. But yeah, it was a real popular show. So to see that in 81, I'm like,
Yeah, boy.
Hey, all right, fellas, I'm about to get out of here. Y'all keep the bill going. I get to work.
Yeah, I'm about to do the same thing, man. I'm about to get to work, man. Let's try to orchestrate something, man. See if we can try to put something together for the next couple of days. We can try to do that, man. I think that's a great idea. We can get like 10 people at one time, and we can just get up early in the morning at our respective time zones and try to track this moon and the sun, man. See if we can put this together, man.
Yeah, man, and thanks to Huey P and thanks to Ken for coming up with the idea and making me try and get this up and running, man. It's my first time, but at least we got it done, man. We did it. It's up and running. We got. I'll send you guys the link to the video, or you should be able to see it on my channel.
Okay, for sure, man. Appreciate you having us on and taking the time too, brother.
Bless my brothers. Much love, flat power.
Much love.
All right,
Ken. All right, Allergic, man. We get together later on or something.
Respect, brothers. Everybody take care. Have a great day. Keep smiling.
Yes, sir.
Peace.